Hi there guys, and welcome to my Haradrim painting tutorial. This is the colour scheme I use for my army. First step, obviously, undercoat your model. I always use black unless I really need to use a white. I just find it's better. Right, next step, I'm going to be painting all the gold bits, because some of them are quite fiddly, it can get everywhere. I'm using Balthasar gold as my base. And I'm using Gehenna's gold as my layer. The Balthasar gold gives it the nice base colour, and then the Gehenna's just brings it that little shinier. Okay, so I'm just going to slap this on all of the parts I want to be gold. I'm not too worried about where I get it, because at the end of the day I'm painting this onto the base of black. I'm going to be adding a lot more colours, so anything I do get over at the moment, I'm just going to go over it later anyway. Okay, so now that I've put the Balthasar gold on, I'm going to put the Gehenna's gold on now. Good thing about these models is that they've got quite a bit of detail, so you want to slap it on, but you don't want to slap on too much. You want it to run into the detail, but you don't want to go over the detail. And again, I'm still not worried because I'm going to be slapping more colours on this thingy in a minute. Okay, so here's a model I had done earlier, and now I'm going to throw some Mephiston red on the legs. I'm going to be little more careful around the gold, but when I'm away from the gold I'm going to be a little less careful because I'm just slapping it on. I'll be slapping another colour on top of it in a minute, but I don't want to get the red all over the gold because that would then mean I'd have to go back and paint over the gold. Okay, now I've done the legs, I'm also going to throw a bit on the arms, because I envision my Herod guys wearing a red red like top and trousers, and then having their blue robes over that. So their arms would be red as well, in my opinion, or some of them. And I'm going to be very careful. I'm going to do the turban on this one as well, because sometimes it is good to have different styles on different models. Don't want to have everyone looking exactly the same. Bit of difference here and there makes it a little more fun on the battlefield. And being careful because I'm quite near to some gold. Okay, I'm now going to repeat what I did to the last model on this model. So again, slap it on until I get too close to the gold. Paint the legs and paint the arms. Okay then, so next I'm going to start with the robes. This is going to be the regal blue. And I'm going to apply this to every bit of robe that I haven't done red. But now I'm going to have to start being careful, because I've only got so much I can splash on before I start hitting the red. Okay, and I'm now going to apply the same color, the same coat of blue to the archer, being careful not to hit the red and the gold again. Okay, so now that the blues are done, I'm now going to start on the bows and the spear. Both are made out of wood, so I'm going to use Morfang Brown to do the bow, the arrow shaft, and the stick on the spear. You've got to be really careful when you're getting into that tight bit, because the bows on some of these bowmen are unfortunately right along the arm, so you've got to try and identify them without painting over the arm, which can be a bit tricky. You need a steady hand, and that's one of the things I don't have. Okay, so now I'm going to paint the male bits. I'll be doing two colours on these. I'll be doing lead belcher as my base. I'm going to go with some Ironbreaker for the layer. Now, some models I use Runefang Steel, which gives a much shinier effect. I save that for my good models, you know, my Gondors, my Rohans, sorts of people who like to keep shiny swords. Haradrim are evil side, so I'm going to keep them in keeping with like my Orcs and my Uruks, slightly dirtier stuff. Like, I personally think they keep their gold the shiniest thing of all. So yeah, and I'm just going to slap that on. There's only two things that need the silver, which is the tip of the spear and the tip of the bow. So I'll do both one coat each on one, and then another coat of the other. Okay, so next I'm going to paint the feet. I'm going to use the Rhinox hide. It gives a nice leathery texture. And I can see these guys walking around in livery boots to stop anything they step on getting in. And if they need to stamp on something, leather boots are usually quite tough. And I'm just going to paint that on. I'm going to be very careful from now on because everything I paint now is literally, it's got paint all around it. So I've got to be very careful and make sure I don't paint over anything I don't need to. Okay, so now I'm going to paint the bone on the bow and the ties that hold the spear together. I'm going to paint those with bleach bone, as you just saw. I think that gives the perfect sort of colour and texture for those two things. And yeah, I'm going to be very careful not to get either side, because if I get too much on the staff or too much on the blade, I then got to go back and repaint that. And the same with the bow, if I get it not where I want to, I'll just have to go and repaint the whole thing. So yeah. Okay, so here I'm just going to touch up a little bit of gold I didn't do earlier because I knew that it'd be easier to come back to and do as opposed to doing it then, because with all the stuff I had to do around it, I would have messed that up big time. So if you know you're going to mess something up, sometimes it's better to leave it until later. Okay, so I'm now going to darken the colours I've already put on with a bit of Agrax Earthshade. This was actually suggested to me by, I can't remember the name, but one of the players from the GBHL, Great British Hobbit League on Facebook. If you don't already know about them and you're interested in Hobbit, look up the group, join, get networking, share some pictures of what you've been doing. They are a great group of people, and they, because I would have originally put none all over this model, but I asked for some opinions first, and they suggested Agrax Earthshade, which I fortunately happen to have, and I actually do prefer the look of the Agrax Earthshade. So I'm just slapping it all over the model because it's a shade, so it will just darken the colours and make it look a bit more realistic, as opposed to some bright red and blue person who will stand out. It will now be darker colours and look, as I said, more realistic. Okay, so with the bulk of my models done, I'm now going to be doing the base of my models. This I'm going to be painting Mornfang Brown, as you saw. I based all my models the same colour, because I like to have that universal round the edge regardless of what I do on the base. Whether I gravel it, sand it, rock it, whatever. I like that little round the edge bit of brown that looks lovely. They all look the same, and I can tell that they're all my models. So I'm just going to apply this brown all over the base, to every part of it that is visible for now. Okay, so right now I've got my PVA glue. I'm going to base the models. I'm also going to be using Games Workshop sand, because these are desert guys. They would be covered. They would be walking around a lot in sand. I've already put some PVA glue on there, and I've let the base dry, of course. And I've got my fine detail brush, and I'm just going to brush around the glue. It's much easier using a brush than it is actually brushing it over with your finger, because I could take the guy off the base, do the base, but then I'd be missing the bit between his legs. So I'll brush that all over. I'll then put him in the sand. I'll then do the next guy, switch both over, and we'll see how it comes out in a minute. Okay, so I've got the first guy here. I'm just going to take him out, tap off the sand, trim off around the edge, because as you can see there's a little bit of sand around the edge. I like to keep it nice and tidy. I'll just use my thumb to take that off, try and get the residual sand back into the tub so that I don't lose any sand. And voila! That is one lovely looking base. Now I just got to repeat it to the other model. And there you have it, two lovely painted models, fully based. Yes, I know I haven't done skin, I don't have the colour for the skin yet. I've run out, unfortunately. However, got a fine detail brush, I can do that afterwards. So if you like this video, click that like button, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. Comment down below, do you think I should have done something differently? And see you next time.